Today I'm breaking down the top 5 secondaries in Warzone 2 Season 3 on Ashika Island. These could be used in Al Mazrah. This list is also not in order, so I break down every gun as I go through it. We bring them into the firing range, I show you spray patterns, what I like, what I don't like about them, and I'll also tell you what my favorite is in this video, because there's definitely a standout gun in this video, but I hate doing the tier list style. So as my classes were set up, that's how we go through in the video. Again, I break them all down, so please try them out. Let me know what you think. If you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, hit that sub button, crush that like button, man. You gotta go down below and do that, man. So many people watch these videos and they just keep on going, they get what they need to leave. Hit the sub, man. It's hard for a small creator out here. All right, let's get right into it. All right, gang, starting off with number 5. These are in no particular order, by the way. Like, I'm so serious when I say that. They are just how I had them in the class. We got the MP7. MP7 is probably one of my favorites. I'd probably put this at number 2. If I did had to put it in order, this would be the number 2 and maybe number 3. We got the Schlager Soldier Grip. That's going to be tuned for aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. The OK Laser 7mW. I don't know why it has that pro tune on it. Sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. The Tango 228 barrel. That's going to be at recoil steadiness and damage range. The Forged DX90F. Tuned at recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. And then the Merc 4 Grip for hip control and hip fire accuracy. Let's go ahead and bring it over into the firing range, give you an idea of what you're working with. Really solid mobility, and then accuracy on it is not an issue. You should be able to reach out and hit those shots, but I don't know. It's, again, these are just close range builds. Hipfire's not too bad on it. It did get a nerf though, coming into season 3. That hipfire was a lot more cracked than before, but it still rips. I'm a big fan of it. The 40 round mags seem to get it done, so no problems there. Close to mid-range, it absolutely fries. I would definitely try this class out. Let's get back to the next one. I'm actually excited about this one. We got the Vaznev 9K. Talked about this gun on the channel before. It has been very solid from the beginning. We got the True Tech Grip. It's going to be at minus 0.55 and minus 0.18. 45 round mags. The Bruin Cubic Comp at minus 0.57 and 0.28. The Marquis R7 stock at minus 2.84 and minus 1.94. The VSS OLEV laser, that's going to be tuned at minus 0.37 and minus 37.84. Going into the firing range with this gun rips up close. I mean, absolutely fries up close. It also has really solid range on it. If I can hit my shots, holy, we're dusty right now. It's a phenomenal sniper support, and there's another SMG, or I say SMG, I mean secondary, that we're going to be talking about in this video that works as a great sniper support as well. But the Vaznev 9K is such a solid option. I mean, it really does rip. Recoil pattern's not too bad on it. This is with me out, not holding the joystick. A little bit up to the right, so you kind of come back down to the left. Absolutely fries. So gang, you got to try this class out. One of those guns, it's almost like the M4's timeless. I don't think it's ever going to go out of style. Super dope. Probably one of the fastest TTKs up close. Arguably holds number 1. Vaznev 9K probably holds number 1 spot. I mean, it's disgusting. Going into the Lockman sub, this is a super solid gun. There's a lot of different builds for this gun though. Like, people have changed this build around as it gets nerfed. They change it. I have ran the same custom build that I had on this thing forever ago, and it holds true. I have this thing set to hip fire predominantly, but we got the Lockman TCG10 that's at 0.65 and minus 0.20. 50 round drums. Lock Grip Precision 40, that's going to be towards hip walking speed and aim down sight speed. We got the VOK Laser 7mW, that's going to be tuned at minus 0.37 and minus 26.32. With the XRK Sandstorm at minus 0.31 and 0.25. I believe we're sleepy today, boys. Going into this gun though, you'll see it doesn't have the worst hip fire in the whole world. ADS is kind of slow on it, but recoil is extremely manageable. Has a really solid range. 50 round mag, you get it done, especially if you're playing quads. Grizz and I usually are playing duo quads on Ashika Island, and this seems to get it done the most. Mobility is really solid as well on it. It's another thing you'll notice as you run it. And that TTK, again, it's super duper solid. I like using the Lockman, but I feel like this gun, in terms of TTK, it's up there, but this is one of those guns that's a feel thing for me. I ran the MP5 so much in Verdansk, I feel like this one feels a lot like Verdansk's MP5. You know, minus all the movement nerfs we have and all the clunkiness of this game, this gun still runs pretty solid. So I cannot complain with where this gun's at right now. Going into our next gun though, this is where it gets kind of nitty gritty, and I want to talk about these a little more. So the first one's going to be the Chimera. This is hands down my favorite secondary right now. Like, absolutely, it may not be like top of the line, but to me, this thing runs like the Asval on Rebirth Island. I mean, this thing absolutely gets you out of every pinch. We got the D37 grip, that's for recoil steadiness and sprint to fire speed. The Ravage 10 stock at aim walking steadiness, aim walking speed. Cronin Mini Pro, which you do not need the Cronin Mini Pro in this, that's set to far by the way. Aim on sight, speed, and far. You do not need the Cronin Mini Pro like at all. The iron sights are phenomenal on this gun. So if you wanted to change that, I would take off the Cronin and put on a laser. If you wanted me to go more specific on the laser, I would run this one, exactly this VLK laser 7 milliwatt. But I like running the Cronin. I just feel like that red dot gives me a touch more precision, but the iron sights are gas on this gun. We get the Merc foregrip on the front, and it's untuned. It acts like it's tuned, and it is not. Untuned Merc foregrip. This gun is so crazy, but the thing is, it does have a lot of bounce to it. So you're not going to be frying at super far distances. You can. It's just got a lot. Look at that. I mean, horizontal recoil on this thing's pretty outrageous. And this is a pretty generalized just shooting. I'm not really strafing. If I kind of wanted to get a little sweaty strafe, you could probably make that shot work, but again, the TTK on this thing for close to medium range is absurd. And that's where it gets you out of the most pinches. Running into a building, clearing it out, people pushing you. I dropped a video on this gun in particular 2 days ago. I played one match with it. It was the first match with this build. Dropped 27 kills, I believe. It's a pretty solid game, but it felt great. And ever since I ran it, I've wanted to run it more, but I've been covering SMGs a lot lately. And usually after I cover, you know, 4 or 5 guns, I come out with these videos with all of them to give them like an overall review on where I stand with them, because I get comments where people are like, oh, you know, you're calling every gun meta, this, that, and the other. When I drop a build, and from my personal preference, it is the meta build of that gun. It doesn't mean it's the overall meta. If it is, I'll put overall meta in the title, but if I put, you know, the meta Chimera build, it's the meta Chimera build. I've ran all kinds of different builds for these guns, and this is what works the best. Usually when I make a gun, I will come into the firing range, and I'll take a lot of different things into accountability. Whether or not it's your reload time, which reloads are so chalked in this game, don't even get me started. Mobility, ADS speed, TTK, how well is it doing with a hip fire? But this gun, I mean, that is an absurd TTK. If you really think about that, that's ASVAL. And it doesn't shoot as fast as the ASVAL, or ASVAL, I say, which is a beauty. That was the problem with that gun at Rebirth. You would run out of bullets and then you'd be stranded. People start slaying you out. That gun rips. That's number 1 right there. If you want to know what I'm rocking, it's that right there. And then coming in hot at number 5, controversial, AK-74U. We got the Demo X2 grip at minus 0.29 and minus 0.45. The OT Rosat stock, I butchered that, so whatever. Aim down sight speed, aim walking speed, 45 round mags, Merc foregrip, untuned. I don't know why that keeps doing. I do not tune my Merc foregrips on most SMGs. And then the VLK costless flash hider, that's going to be for aim down sight speed and gun kick control. This gun does have a little bit of bounce to it. Has a pretty solid TTK, I'd like to think. Has a slower fire rate though, so if you do run against someone with the Chimera, you're probably going to get slayed. It is an AR, so is the Chimera, but I would consider them SMGs. I was kind of shocked that the 74U is an AR in this game. But in terms of sniper support builds, this class is super duper solid. I mean, I'm not moving much at all. Usually when I'm like trying to hit an accurate spray, I'll strafe as I'm shooting to counter horizontal, but you can see right here, I mean, I'm trying to hold my hands up, it'd be awkward, but I don't have to strafe to hit accurate shots with this class. it is pretty solid as it is. We'll do like a no joystick. We'll just shoot and see what happens. I guess it's a little more vertical than expected, but it's vertical. It's no horizontal. So if you just focus on pulling the joystick down, this gun absolutely beams. And I really wouldn't worry about it too much. The only downside to this gun, in my opinion, doesn't have the fastest TTK, 45 round mags. You do kind of get stuck pretty quick. And the damage fall off on it's pretty substantial. So this thing's only gonna put in big work up close. Medium range, it's good. It's not amazing. Definitely top 5 though, because there are a lot of builds I see people running right now, like different P90, stuff like that, that are absolutely not it. And like the Hurricane, I see so many people running Hurricane classes. Just absolute baloney. You need to be using one of these 5 gang lists. If you're new to the channel, enjoy the content, man, hit that sub button. Press that like button. I'll catch you all tomorrow for another heater. Let's get a game.